it's a disease. And I don't get why we would celebrate a goddamn disease when those of us in the real world, and when you live in the real world, which is what I do, and that real world does not celebrate being fat. And what I mean by that is most people try to get in shape, lose weight, eat healthy, generally take care of yourselves. But in this business, we celebrate being fat. And the sad thing is, we revere it. And another thing I noticed was that this business also has completely thrown out the window of anybody being, what do they call it? Impartial. Like the day when the porn business actually used to not commingle with AVN, or I should say magazine. There was actually a sense of priority. Oh, Christ. Basically, if you hung out with Paul Fishbein and you would party and do drugs together and bang hookers together, it didn't look real good come awards time. Because if you won a fucking award, people would say it's because you're partying and getting Paul Fishbein along. Okay? Now, when Manwood bought AVN, which everybody denies and says bullshit, 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 and we all say bullshit, bullshit, nothing. AVN is bought and owned by Manwood and the entire conglomerate from Raoul Christensen on down, and it is 100% part of that. And Wicked is owned by Manwood. A piece of Wicked is owned by Manwood. And at the end of the day, they're all an incestuous inbreeding fuck factor. And nothing that is the award show, nothing that is this business is legitimate anymore when it comes to AVN and awards and so forth and so on. Now, let me bring something up to you guys, and it's all in the context of this article, and we'll celebrate the industry's infatuation with being unhealthy and being fucking obese. So, the story that was in AVN today was Jessica Drake and Kelly Shabari rap plus-size instruction. What that means is fat girls, okay? They want to put a nice label on it because, of course, we are in some weirdo society where you can't say fat. You have to say plus size. It's fat. That's what it is. When I weighed 250 pounds, when I weighed 258, I was fat. I wasn't plus size. I wasn't big boned. I was fat. I was obese. And according to the CDC, it's a fucking disease. So, let me continue. Wicked Pictures contract director-performer Jessica Drake and award-winning BBW performer, not AVN award-winning performer, Fat Fuck of the Year, because she didn't win that award. Okay? Kelly Shabari didn't win the female performer Fat Fuck of the Year award for AVN. So she ain't that award winner. Have completed principal photography for their new collaborative addition to Drake's multiple AVN Award crowned instructional series, Jessica Drake's Guide to Wicked Sex for Fat Bucks. From the inception of my series, Guide to Wicked Sex, I wanted it to be a unique educational hybrid, an all-inclusive resource to everyone interested in realizing their sexual potential, Drake said. When I began doing seminars and workshops years ago, I quickly realized women and couples of all sizes were lacking options. And it seemed many fat fuck movies were still upholding the cliche and stereotypes, often in a derogatory fashion. What derogatory fashion? If you're an obese motherfucker, that's the movie you should be in. Whale Watchers, The Big Fat the Ugly. What do you want to do? You want to put them in fucking fucking prom queen videos, you motherfuckers? Tell me one movie in Hollywood that I saw at the Oscars last night that got awards that showed big fat motherfuckers being glorified. None. Thank you. Next. She continued, I have long admired Kelly for her sex-positive attitude. Her determination, it ain't determination to lose weight and get in shape. How about that determination? Her only determination she's got is to eat a big bowl of fucking ham. And her desire to educate. But again, educate what? If she was educating people, she would tell people to lose weight because being obese is not healthy. Next. Okay, next. Over the past year, we gradually built a repertoire to embark on what I feel is one of the greatest volumes in the entire series. And I'm very grateful for her input and expertise. Her expertise in being a fat broad. How the fuck is that an expertise? I have an expertise in fucking being fat. I can tell you how much food to eat so that you can gain your maximum capacity of being fat. Again, when did we celebrate being obese and having a disease? If somebody can tell me when that happened in the United States of America, or is it just in the porn industry? Because in the United States of America, there are campaigns being run by our First Lady. And just last week, it showed President Obama and Vice President Joe Biden running through the office in a Get Fit campaign. Okay, so people aren't fucking obese. They are changing the food labeling on all packages of food to prominently display calories in food and to properly put on proper serving sizes. So when somebody says one serving size is a half a cup of cereal and everybody in America eats more than a half a fucking cup. So they're actually redoing the portion sizes on calorie intakes on boxes. Okay? So basically America is going to be striving to be more fit, but in our business they're striving to be more fat. And you're taking a girl like Kelly Shabari and saying, you're doing such a good job to educate. Educate who? Fat people on how to be more fat? That's not education. That's telling them to kill themselves quicker, you stupid motherfuckers. You stupid motherfuckers! I don't get it. Okay, obesity is labeled as a fucking disease. No different than having AIDS, motherfucker. And I don't see everybody running around talking about let's get AIDS. Let's give each other AIDS. Okay, let's put AIDS packaging on boxes and say one serving a day gets you more AIDS. Who the fuck's doing that? Okay? Who the fucking can? Jessica Drake, since you're all into making movies with diseased people, why don't you do a movie with AIDS people? Why did you do a movie with nothing but AIDS-infected actors? Get Mark Wallace, get fucking Tony Montana, get Trisha Devereaux. This would be her second movie she's appeared in with AIDS. Get John Stalliano. Get everybody with AIDS. Put them all together in a fucking movie and do an education series about fucking with AIDS. Because it's the same fucking thing, you stupid motherfucker. Okay? Okay, Charlie? Okay? Jesus Christ. If you weigh 250 and you're 5'4", that's not fucking normal. Alright? If you got a bloody dick that's full of fucking AIDS and you're trying to spray it on people, that's not fucking normal. But here's Jessica Drake of Wicked Pictures making a fucking fat girl movie talking about educating people. That's not educating nobody. Want to educate these people? Tell them to eat a fucking apple. Tell them to eat a fucking orange. Tell them to go fucking jogging. Tell them to do some cardio fucking 20 minutes a day. Okay? That's educating people. What the fuck is the matter with you? You stupid motherfucker! Jesus Christ! Nobody want to educate these people? Jesus Christ! Man, Kelly Shabari says, I'm incredibly thrilled with what we were able to capture on camera, Shabari offered. The content we created for Jessica Drake's Guide to Wicked Sex for Fat Fucks is beautiful, with a very cinematic feel. Can you imagine what it smelled like in that fucking room with all these fat motherfuckers? There was nothing but ham, alright? These people fucking smelled like greasy fucking ham, wafting in the air. You had dogs scratching at the door outside the studio because they thought it was fucking Gravy Train.
We're here, we're live. Well, we've always been live, but now we're here live, like me talking live. Well, you heard me talking live, but it was a bit about fat people. So now it's actually live, like real thing, like real talking. But we had to switch over the adult FYI feed tonight. So it was on live on the Rob Black Show, and it was on live where are you going? Oh man. Plug the stupid phone in. Anyways, I didn't know what I was saying. Alright. We are charging. Alright, guys. Ah, man, what a fucking day. It's the Rob Black Show. It's April 7th. We are forging ahead. Just been really busy these last couple days between Katie Summers and her fucking teeth getting pulled to putting together a new, got a whole new schedule that I'm trying to figure this out, so to speak. I'm trying to figure out how to pull off, and I'm not talking about adding to more of the day. I'm actually talking about eliminating the night program. So it'd be adding an hour in the afternoon and eliminating an hour at night, and either doing the show an hour earlier during the day or an hour later during the day. I'm not real sure if we're going, I don't know. I don't know. I have a meeting tomorrow with two people. I have a meeting tonight, a phone conference with Kleinrock, that little shithead, at around 10:30. And then I have a meeting tomorrow at 3:30, and then another one at about 5. So we've got these 3 different scenarios of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and trying to either figure out an hour later, an hour earlier, and exactly what's going to be taped for a TV show that we're putting together, how we're going to fucking do this, and what's going to be live and what's going to not be live, and what the sets are going to look like. Like I explained to you guys before, ultimately, we're got to make some strides. I cannot do things and you don't get any real progress. I'm not one to sit back and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I have to constantly strive for something more, something bigger, something grander, so to speak. So that's basically what we've now are putting together. We've done this now for a year. On the 31st was our year anniversary. We did this gimmick for a year now. Talk for 5 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week. We've done it. And we've done it either from this room or from the room in Glendale. So again, we've been there, we've done it, and now it's time to evolve. It's time to progress. When we had XPW, we had a weekly TV show that aired every Saturday night. We had skits, and we had wrestling matches, and you name it, we had it. It was a variety show. So now the question is, how do we encompass what we've been doing here for 5 hours a day, and how do we now break that down into a hour-and-a-half format to 2-hour format that would be a mix between Saturday Night Live and the Howard Stern WOR show that they had, and then slice in there Morton Downey Jr. So that is basically what we're trying to now put together and figure out how to do it and how to make it work. So, and if it's going to be a night show or if it's going to be a morning show. I'm actually pretty set on it being a morning show. The debate is now, do we do the show an hour earlier or do we do the show an hour later? That is the big question, and exactly what we're going to do. And if we do it an hour later, and we add an hour, is it something that we want to go into 5? And I've been leaning saying no, I would rather do it an hour earlier, but again, all these things are all questions that one will get answered tonight, and another will get, 2 of them will get answered tomorrow. and we'll exactly figure out what we're going to do. So that's really what's going on. How we're going to play this and how we're going to make this actually work. So that's it. You guys know the skinny now. You guys know the skinny. How we're going to put this together, and you'll know more as the day goes on. So there might be a time in a very, very near future that we are not on at night anymore. Yes, I know. It's breaking your fucking hearts, but chances are, coming up very soon, we will not be having the night show, and we will be expanding the morning show. That way we have the night to be able to put a lot of this stuff together that we can't because of the night show. And if we want to make the show better and we want to branch out into some other things, we can't do it at night. We can't do things that would require me leaving the office to do a skit or film a skit at a location. Rather it's at a club, or rather it's at a wrestling show, or rather it's at a set, or it's anything that involves a nighttime presence we can't do. And now it's starting to become a pain in the ass because the things that we want to put together, rather it's skits or it's a new location, a lot of this stuff and the people that are available to do work with us can't do it at 10 o'clock at night. So it's kind of like a sacrifice. We have somebody that we just met that is going to be coming on board as a part-time, I should say, staff member that me and Katie Summers have just discovered, and they are not a person that can work at fucking 10 o'clock at night. It's just not happening. So things gotta fucking kind of be reworked. And if they're not reworked and I don't make compromises, then we're just going to be stuck doing the same crap that we've been doing for a year. And I don't want to do that. We have to progress. You know, we love what our set is, which is this room and talking at the camera. But it's time to actually now evolve it and do a stand-up presentation and also a sit-down presentation. It's time to evolve it where Katie Summers is in the studio with us and not on a remote location like she's in fucking Malaysia looking for a goddamn downed aircraft. You know, it's time to evolve some of that stuff. It's great. Katie's fucking awesome. Her news segments are awesome, but it's time that we have a setup where she's in the studio. She is actually interacting with me where she gets up and she stands up and can run around and just fucking, again, interact. And that's important. And those are things that are going to bring and elevate the show. Having some guests in the studio is another thing that is going to elevate the show. And we've had an opportunity to actually have people, but I've actually sat there and said, really? So we're going to have somebody at this grimy fucking cesspool of a strip club. We're going to have somebody up here in this fucking office and stand with me, shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, so, yeah, what do you can't fucking retarded. So, again, in order to expand the program and have these types of things happening, we're not going to be able to fucking broadcast at 10 o'clock at night. We're not going to be able to broadcast at 10:45 because we've gone over because something is exciting and hot. And, it's not going to work. I can't have certain people that I want at 10:30 at night. You know, I can't have people like Kevin and things like that who actually have kids and have to take care of them. Also working at 10:30 at night, Monday through Friday, every fucking week. So it just ain't gonna fucking fly. So we'll see what transpires out of these next 2 days worth of meeting. But I'm just telling you guys, don't get all fucking flustered if I tell you next week or a week after is going to be the last nighttime show, and that we're going to be expanding the mornings and so forth and so on. I don't want to fucking hear it from you guys. Seriously, I don't want to fucking hear it. If I gotta fucking hear it from you guys, I will fucking stab you in your fucking throats. Be happy that we're switching stuff around and actually having time to make the show better, where we're doing skits and things like that at night and not just fucking keeping everything the same. Because I ultimately put together the video blaster and we've been playing with it and it's fucking awesome. But it doesn't really do us any good when I got nothing to fucking put up there. It doesn't really do us any good when we don't really have an opportunity to make clips and make video skits, or I should say we make 2 of them in a span of a fucking week and a half, really we should have done 20 of them. And these are the types of things that we have to be able to do, and they can only be done after fucking 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And they can only, you know, be done at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, but not at fucking 10:30, not at 11, not at midnight, for Christ's sakes. So then everybody goes to bed at 4 in the fucking morning. Fucking retarded. So there you go. There's your fucking update. So don't even cry when we switch shit around. You fucks. I don't want to fucking hear it. Alright. It's the Rock Black Show. Enjoy the night experience while we're forging ahead with it. Don't be all fucking bitchy and moany, for Christ's sakes. Thank you. Go to Adult FYI, and you can read a great story that's up there. And it's called Guess Who's Back? Mr. Marcus brought back into the fold by Vivid. Is Mark Wallace next? And the caption is, performing and appearing on TV with Joan Rivers. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is no bullshit. Before we even came on the air today, or, you know, the nighttime, I was at Katie Summers' home, and we were sitting there, and sure as shit, Katie wanted to see exactly what we were talking about today. And it is on the WE, I think it's on the WE network. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It's the WE network. Whatever the WE network is, that's the station that shows the Joan Rivers program. So it's not just on YouTube, but it's on WE. It's available on Time Warner. And if it's available on Time Warner, it's available everywhere. Time Warner is the big dog. They are and have merged with Comcast. They are the only fucking game in town. There's nobody that is bigger than them. Take your DirecTV, wipe your asshole with it. Take your Dish Network, wipe your asshole with it. At the end of it, the Time Warner Comcast is the only game in town. So if you go on over to your Comcast, Time Warner, and take a look at the WE network, I'm pretty sure it's WE, you will find the Joan Rivers program. Take a look at the Joan Rivers program, and you will see the video and exactly what we are talking about when it comes to Mr. Marcus. Now, we talked about this on the old afternoon program today, and about Mr. Marcus being let back into the mix. The fact that Mr. Marcus is back amongst us, like a fucking creature amongst us. I mean, that's really the only way it can be described. A monster that is amongst us, and the fact that he was on this Joan Rivers program, he was on it's WETV, ladies and gentlemen. It's WE. We, like we are awesome. WETV. We TV, I am being told. So, We TV, and it's the Joan Rivers program. Now, when you watch the Joan Rivers program and you see exactly what I'm talking about, Mr. Marcus is on this program. Mr. Marcus is there with the Vivid people. And it's funny because Joan Rivers, when she goes to the Vivid shoot and shows up there, Kylie Ireland answers the door. I gotta tell you, Kylie Ireland's fucking huge. I mean, Jesus Christ. She's got like this bikini or this one piece. She looks like a fucking grandma body, man. It's like somebody needs to tell Kylie. It's like, hey, Kylie, it's over, babe. It's over. All right, it's done. You shouldn't be performing. She reminds me of the great Moolah from the wrestling world with the one piece, with the fucking coney tits and the fucking gunt, fucking the big granny fucking backs on them with the big old cottage cheesy legs and ass. Is fucking horrible. So as you take a look at the Joan Rivers program, first off, let me say this: it's really bad. I mean, yes, all of the reality TV is a work. It's all a work. It's all fake. We all know that. But the Joan Rivers one is exceptionally bad. It really is. It's like over the top bad. And when I say that, it's so fake. It's obviously fake. So there's not even a hint of outrageousness where you're like, oh shit, wow, that was a candid moment. It's so contrived. I mean, it really is an extremely contrived program. So you can't even really get into it to a degree of, oh, I like this reality show. It's so fucking contrived. And it's so horribly done that it makes you embarrassed to watch the fucking thing. So the whole Vivid segment, it's obvious that they wanted to do this bit, and Vivid set it up. So take a look, and you will see everybody from Kylie Ireland Ash Hollywood, to Barry Scott and Brandy Aniston. It's all the vivid people. To all the vivid people. To the audition where Tommy Pistol hypes doing Pee-wee's parody for Vivid, and he does the Pee Wee Herman voice. I mean, it's all a Vivid production. This episode of Joan Rivers' reality show. It is her wanting to make a porno. And lo and behold, Marcus is in the fucking goddamn fucking episode. And again, I did the timeline today, and there is no way this program is almost 2 years old. It's not. This is something that was done maybe 6 months ago. Literally, this is a program that was done at least 6 months ago in 2013. Marcus's whole syphilis gate was in 2012. So this is obviously something that was done after the ban, after the Mr. Marcus ban. So as I said on the afternoon program, Mr. Marcus is not banned, and I would say that being let participate, and you have to imagine he was paid to be in a Joan Rivers television program that is on nationally syndicated WE TV that is on Time Warner Comcast. I'll tell you, that's pretty nice. It don't seem like a big ban to me. So take a look at the Adult FYI article. It's a good article. I think it lays out all the points, point by point, line by line. And if you want to debate something, you want to talk about things that go on in our business that are pretty bad and pretty horrible and that we can control. That is an example. You know, when you talk about disease, you know, and you talk about chlamydia and gonorrhea and all of these things, we can all sit here and argue about how to prevent it, how to treat it, what condoms to wear, what not to wear, testing procedures. These are all debatable things. But the Mr. Marcus story is not a debatable thing. It's pretty cut and dry, exactly what he did, when he did it, and what it meant as a magnifying glass that basically was the catalyst for what we're going through as far as legislation. Because let's face it, Michael Weinstein and the whole AIDS Healthcare Foundation, you know, they've been up our asses as an industry for years. But they've never really had the teeth. They've never really had that bite. Even back in '05 when Tim Tritch was involved with all those people with HIV/AIDS mysteriously. And we'll get that to that maybe a little later. But, you know, remember, Tim Tritch was involved in the first really known transmission of boy-girl HIV interaction and contamination and contraction on porn sets since Mark Wallace. And subsequently, the HIV cases that we had in the last 6, 7, 8 months have all been something that you could actually point your fingers at different groups or different people. But nobody could pinpoint a finger or say outside forces back in '04, '05 when we had, what, 5 people come down with it, and everybody said it was from Darren James, who gave it to boy-girl sex with all of these different women. And Tim Tritch was involved. Tim Tritch was directly involved. He even talks about having one of the girls taking their fingernails and grabbing his arms so tight and breaking skin. So, again, you know, well, we could talk about that later, but that's some suspected shit. So, Mr. Marcus basically took this magnifying glass and shined it on us, because even with those cases of HIV/AIDS, Weinstein and the crew at AIDS Healthcare Foundation didn't have the teeth yet. You know, they were biting and nibbling. They didn't have the fucking bite. They didn't have that fucking bite. You know who gave them that bite? Mr. Marcus. Mr. Marcus was the first person that gave AIDS Healthcare Foundation that bite. He was the first real casualty, okay, that basically enabled the Weinstein shark to take a huge chomp out of this business, because what happened with Mr. Marcus clearly demonstrated a couple things. One being that one of the most recognizable adult film stars would actually fake his test and willfully and purposely expose hundreds of performers to a life-threatening disease. So that was one major bite. That was one major attack that Weinstein had never had before. Sure, you've had your Darren James, who was really a nobody, and you had the talent that were involved. Everybody was a nobody. Mark Wallace was the last real famous biter, okay? But Weinstein hadn't really been involved in that. So what you had with Mr. Marcus was the first high-profile porn actor that A, had a life-threatening disease, and B, willfully and criminally did something that if he could do it, then you had to look to all these other performers and say, well, they shouldn't fucking do it. If you can't trust a Mr. Marcus, then you surely can't trust Joe Blow asshole from the fucking bus stop who just came here to, you know, pick up some extra money so he could go back to, you know, wherever the fuck he came from, because he's a fucking runaway, or he's or she's looking for fame and glory and gets caught up in the drug scene, you know, like a Andy Anderson. You know, people of these types of adult entertainment workers were somebody that fell in line now when people were able to say, well, if Mr. Marcus, who's one of the most respected and well-liked and famous actors in the adult business, could do this, then what the fuck is the porn world coming to? That was the first bite. Second bite was the fact that he faked his tests, and the fact that those tests were so easily faked, in the sense of nobody ever questioned working with them, talent never questioned it, producers never questioned it, nobody fucking gave two shits. But yet, our industry is supposed to be such a strong self-regulator that nothing like this could ever happen. Well, that was the second bite, because the Marcus incident showed that there were countless times where Mr. Marcus had worked and fucked girls, and people didn't look at his tests, people didn't look at originals, people didn't verify, people didn't fucking give a shit. So the self-regulation didn't work. That was the second bite. Okay? And these two combinations
basically added up to all Weinstein needed to now push for condom legislation and actually be able to say, see, one of your own, practically the black Ron Jeremy. I mean, let's face it, there is nobody in the business as far as a black actor that was as popular as Mr. Marcus. Everybody from the hip-hop world on down knew who Mr. Marcus was. So, and in essence, it was like Ron Jeremy, and all of us finding out that Ron Jeremy fakes his tests and gave a whole bunch of people syphilis. That was huge. So when you put those bites together, now Weinstein actually had something that people would listen to. You had things now that people would actually listen to. It wasn't just some asshole off the street that someone could say, come on, it's, you know, it is what it is. Now you actually had somebody that had real stature, somebody that had real reputation, and somebody that was supposed to be of the utmost respect by his peers. He was supposed to have respect for his peers. Companies are supposed to have respect for him, and he was supposed to have respect for companies. And what you had is basically somebody acting like a crackhead that needed $100 to get their next fix. It's exactly what we had. So Mr. Marcus directly brought everything that we are going through now is exactly the fault of Mr. Marcus. And so with that being said, the concept that he would be welcomed back by anybody in the business, let alone Vivid, was pretty perplexing. And you understand when somebody in the business would hire Marcus and they're a bottom feeder. And Mr. Marcus says, I'll fuck the girl for, you know, $200 and I'll, you know, do this or that. And there are things that go under the radar because it's companies that serve nothing more than content. So it's a company that is basically putting together low-end product. It might be interracial product. It might be all black product. But what it is low-end garbage. And these companies would shoot Marcus and work deals with him, from what I'm being told, which is what it is. It's, you know, somebody going to an autograph, somebody hiring O.J. Simpson for an autograph signing. You know, the guy's a fucking mass murderer who was basically disgraced from the entire sports community, but every so somebody hires him to go and make a appearance where he'd sit at a table and actually sign autographs. And there'd actually be people that would go up and say, oh, OJ, let me have your autograph. Oh, man, and, like, excited to meet a guy who butchered 2 people. It's that same mentality. So you can't really control the bottom feeders. It is what it is. But when you find out that the bottom feeders happen to be Vivid Entertainment, and Vivid Entertainment goes ahead and employs this man for Joan Rivers and a nationally syndicated program, it makes you stop and wonder, what the fuck is wrong with this business? It makes you sit there and say to yourself, do we have no, not morals, because nobody does have morals, but do we just have not one tiny little bit of code? Do we have not just one tiny little thing? Just a tiny little thing. Through all the shitty things that we've all done
is that not the one little shitty thing that nobody is normally standing for? Faking tests, and when you fake your test, actually giving the person disease? I mean, isn't that one thing where it's like, all right, you can stiff me for money, you can fuck my ass and make me bleed, you can shit on me, you can call my mom a dirty whore, you can even beat me up. But what you can't do is show me a piece of paper that says you don't have a disease and then pump me full of disease. I always thought that was like that one thing where it's like, come on, man. I'd rather have you owe me $1,000 than pump me full of syphilis, bro. I thought that was that one thing. But apparently it's not. Apparently, all bets are off the table when it comes to anything anybody can do to anybody in this business that makes them go, that person's a scumbag, don't do business with them. I mean, let's face it, you have Mike South running around fucking girls without tests, number one, but number two, you have Mike South running around telling everybody how Scott Sparks is a scumbag, T-Real's a scumbag, Manwin's a scumbag, all these people are scumbags. Don't do business with them. Don't do business with them. But yet you have a guy named Marcus who literally is doing business with Vivid. Fucking do business. I mean, so apparently Scott Sparks and T-Real are worse than Mr. Marcus. That's pretty amazing, man. That's pretty amazing. But no wonder why, because when it comes to Mike South, who's he to actually talk to anybody about disease and actually protecting oneself and actually getting tested and actually being honest when it comes to not giving somebody disease? I mean, again, let's face it, he's no role model. And he'll never be a role model, and he'll always be that person that literally sits there and condemns while he does the same things. So, amazing. It will always be amazing. This business has never changed. It'll never change. It's literally made up of, Jesus Christ. When people look to me and say, I'm a fucking scumbag, again, I defy them to give me more of their normal bullshit of saying back 10 years ago, I bounced checks. Seriously. When I got busted by the government and I'm on the balls of my feet and I'm laying out hundreds, let's put it this way, for John Stagliano, everybody's cool with him talking about the millions of dollars he laid out. But when it comes to me, somehow no, that never affected me. It's like, really? Okay. Again, this industry forgets really quick. They really do. They forget really quick. So when these people like to attack me, if they could just at least come up with something better than bouncing a check after I got busted, I would sure love to hear a plethora of things. Seriously, I'd love to hear a whole plethora of things. I really would. Okay? I literally could tell you two of the giant instances with money. One, when I got busted and indicted and took everything. And two, Frank Kretzky basically stealing extreme, sinister comics from us and taking everything we have and basically leaving us with nothing. I would, aside from money issues relating to those two topics, I would love to hear everybody else's grievances, which they don't have. You're not going to find people that says that I beat them on set. You ain't going to find it. You're not going to find people saying that I infected them with diseases. You're not going to fucking find it. You're not going to find any of those things. You're just going to hear the same tired crap over and over. So these are the things that seem to really bother people. But Mr. Marcus spreading syphilis to 10, 20, 30 people, that is A-OK. So, again, when you look at someone like Mike South, there's, you know, what's he going to talk about? I mean, literally, Mike South at this point, as a website to actually provide anything more than just lies, is that's really all he is. He can't provide anything other than that. He has no grounds to stand on anything. He talks about my 5 minutes of fame on his website are up, but yet he has posters that do nothing but post about me. I'm not even talking about the blog people that do their little bullshit pussy keyboard warrior crap. I'm talking about there's his straight up contributing authors that sit there and just make posts about me. From Lacey Blake, who we call Hooper, to Lurking Retard. People like this that literally post about me. So that throws Mike South's, oh, I'm not going to talk about Rob Black anymore. And if you even look at his site today, he has an article about Treasure Island Media. And what's funny about it is they talking about the Treasure Island Media is a porn site and porn company that does crazy shit. And from what I understand, it's no different than doing I Fuck My Daddy and things like that. From my understanding, is the things they do on their sites, they're fantasy. And Mike South talks about a scene that Treasure Island Media did called Viral Loads Features Jar of HIV-Positive Semen. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole story because it's actually silly that Mike South would try to talk as if this is real. And so forth and so on. But regardless, he actually puts my name in his article, okay, and says that how many times has the straight side looked the other way when Rob Black or Mark Handel, a.k.a. Contusion, did the same irresponsible type of shit that eventually got us to exactly where we are with legislation. Can you fucking believe this? So there's Mike South saying that the disease that's going around today, and this is just an amazing, amazing conversation, but let's break this down, okay? Let's break this down. Let me break this down by first saying this, because it's amazing. First, let me give him a
Walker, loan money to Hitler. Hitler killed little Jews, while Rothschild and Walker stayed in the finest hotels in Europe. If you can't call Rothschild anti-Semitic and Wahlberg an anti-Semite, and don't you open your mouth against me.
And then that's always followed up by
I want all the ham. 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 I want all the ham.
So that's our break. That's our little break. Let's actually break this down for a minute, okay? Just let's break this down for a minute. Do you guys realize that first, when I go to my Instagram/Twitter, do you realize that on my Instagram/Twitter, okay, now listen to me. Do you guys realize that on my Instagram/Twitter, Mike South, and I post this every day, okay? I literally post this every day. But if you take a look on my Instagram/Twitter, and I say that because my Instagram goes out to my Twitter. If you go to it, you literally will see posts where I'm constantly asking Mike South, and he actually challenged me by $200. Well, really not a dollar figure. He just said if I had money, he would bet me. Now, I provided $200. I provided $400. And after our program tonight, maybe we'll up it to $500. But we keep asking Mike South to provide me and all of you exactly what he was claiming in the press that he has, which is a Georgia OSHA inspector's name, a Georgia OSHA inspector badge number, the Georgia OSHA reports approving all of the sets that they are on, that he and his crew, or he and his staff are clear of disease and they're clear of any OSHA violations. Now, Mike South claims that he has these figures, he has these people, he has all these things associated with him. But yet, when I put up the money, he does not want to answer me. He doesn't want to answer me. He does not want to say, here's my information. Now, I've been tweeting and Instagramming, and he will not provide anything. And when you jump to his chicken shit website that has nothing but me on it, to the point where one of his readers, the lurking retard, actually posted all these emails, like 12 emails, but none of the links work. Now, mysteriously, all the links don't work. Because Mike South said, take them down. Please, you're making me look stupid. So, the funny thing here is, you actually have Mike South and his punk-ass site talking about a Treasure Island set of a bunch of people who really are putting together gay pornography that is fantasy. Okay, this is all bullshit. This is how their porn is. They're like the evil angel of gay porn. Okay. All right. If you look at Evil Angel's motto, they are all about no soft porn. They are hard porn. You can't get any harder than John Stagliano, who's HIV positive for real, performing with talent in his movies. Can't get any fucking real than that, man. All right? That's straight up real. And Mike South
actually does a post, okay? He does a post where he talks about Treasure Island Media and their recent run-ins with Cal OSHA, and says that the straight side looked the other way when Rob Black and Contusion did the same irresponsible type of shit that eventually got us to exactly where we are with legislation. It's pretty amazing coming from Mike South, a guy who lies to ABN and tells the entire world that he has Georgia OSHA inspectors on his sites, which he lies. He fucking lies. He's a liar. And that's what's so funny about his website and about the punk-ass keyboard warrior douches that type on there. They actually sit there and support this asshole. They actually support this fucking asshole. It's amazing. So this guy actually lies to everybody about having a Cal OSHA inspector and badge numbers and all these things that can be verified, which can't be because he doesn't have them. And he then also has talent. Now, go to his Bukkake. I mean, guys, go to his Bukkake site. Take a look at the girls from his Bukkake site. It's real simple. Go to the girls on his Southern Bukkake site. Take a look. Okay? Take a look. Look at the guys that are on his site that are doing Bukkakes. Take a look. These guys do not have. And this is a fact. Take a look at Lindsay Lovehands, this skanky bitch. This broad did a Bukkake with 6, 7 guys, and not one of those guys had a full battery of tests. Forget it coming from AIM. Forget it coming from talent testing services. Have it come from the Georgia State Hospital. Okay? Not one of these guys had a full battery of tests that showed they were negative of chlamydia, that showed they were negative of gonorrhea, that showed they were negative of syphilis, that showed they were negative of hep, and showed they were negative of HIV with a DNA test. Not one of these guys did. Not one of them did. And they all shot loads in this Lindsay Lovehand's mouth and face and eyes and whatever else fucking this girl did. Not one of these guys had a battery of tests. All they had done was Mike South taking a swab, a Q-tip, and swabbing their fucking mouths for fucking HIV with an over-the-counter test. That's it. That is all that was done. That is it. Lindsay Lovehands did it. Okay? This Jessica Chase we know did it. Bailey Brooks did it. Kitten did it. Cherry Morgan did it. Who else? Kitty Tyler. This girl Rogue. This girl Rogue. Okay? This girl Rogue. She did it. This girl Rogue. She did it. She's on fucking on Twitter. You can find Rogue. Rogue had 6 to 7 guys jerk off in her fucking face who were not tested for chlamydia, for gonorrhea, for syphilis, and for hep. That's a fact.
And Mike South has the audacity? Think about this. This guy's got the audacity to say that all of the health problems that we got from Cal OSHA is from me and this guy Contusion? Is this guy fucking out of his mind? Is this guy gobbling up fucking too many Vicodins for his fucking back? Seriously. What is this guy on? Seriously. Mike South, I mean, God, please, you gotta help us out here. You are just an amazing, psychotic, lying son of a bitch. It really is amazing. It's so amazing that it's actually laughable. And it's just, it's like, you're like a birther. You really are, man. You are like these guys that say Obama was born in fucking Kenya and he's a fucking Muslim operative. And that when he was born, there was this elaborate plan because when he was a little baby, they all knew he was going to, in about 50 years, grow up to become the President of the United States. So they had to make this elaborate plan to forge birth certificates and forge newspaper articles and birth notices because they fucking knew that this little fucking mulatto kid would grow up to be the President of the United States. That's how fucking of a lunatic you are, Mike South. Seriously, that is literally how much of a fucking lunatic you are. It really is. It's just an amazing, amazing time. Even if you think about when Extreme Associates went out of business to now, what happened during that whole time? There was AIDS legend, there was condom legislation. I guess that was from Extreme Associates, right? Seriously, right? And Mr. Marcus and Syphilis was Extreme Associates. And the Hep C with Mike South's boy, Alex Gons, and Derek A. That was Extreme Associates. I mean, really? I mean, and this guy, Mike South, actually has the audacity to say this stuff, and he's the guy that shoots talent without tests. And all of his little supporters, his 4 supporters, the lunatics like Lurking Retard that talk about Poppy and fucking free speech, east, south, west, north, central, and the old geezer talking weird codes. These fucking people are like, yes, Mike, yes, yes, you are our God. You are our hillbilly God. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. And I actually have somebody that I am close to that is in the blogging sphere. They actually haven't really jumped on the Mike South thing because they don't like where all the information came from. Like, so their concept is because it came from Sean Tompkins and the Devilman Michael Whiteacre, that it can't be reliable. It's like, wait a minute. How can this? How? Forget them. Like I've explained to you guys all the time. Forget them. Is it a fact that this Jessica Chase performed with 6 and 7 guys in a bukkake? Can we at least agree to that? Can we at least agree that this girl Rogue performed in a bukkake with 6 to 7 or 8 guys? Can we agree to that, everybody? Can we agree to that? Okay. Well, weren't there guys that jacked off and they blew? Would we agree to that? Okay. Well, if everybody is saying that these guys were not tested with a full battery of tests, and Mike South has actually came on his own message board and said they don't have a full battery of tests, because he knows where they've been. He knows that they don't have disease because they only work for him. Isn't that enough proof? Mike South actually admitted it. Isn't that enough proof? Or are you guys seriously gonna say, no, that we didn't hear that? Seriously. And for Mike South to actually print an article to say that mean contusion are the reason that we have all of this Cal OSHA and health codes coming down, is he insane? I mean, you know, Tom Byron said to me this morning, he goes, it's almost like he's just like needling you. And I'm like, I go, it's not even a needling. It's like the guy is just fucking delusional, and he just lies about everything. It's like when he sat there and said, this is Sofia Delgado, and you went, dude, that's an 80-year-old fucking Mexican maid, and he went, so? And you know, yeah, but that's not her. So? All right, Dick Cheney, okay. Hey, bro, that's not Xander Corbis. That's just some fucking mope who made $20. Oh, so? Yeah, but you're saying that that's why Cameron Bay's got AIDS, because Xander Corbis and so? Oh, Jesus. Okay, bro. All right. Sorry. Okay, thank you. I'm Mike South, and I know everything. So it's just fucking weird. It's just weird that this guy can just straight up lie about everything. And people actually just go, yeah, it's cool. I mean, he tells everybody, yeah, I have Georgia OSHA at all my sets. I actually have inspectors with me, and they approve it. Mike, give us all these reports. Give us these people. You're lying. So? Okay. Sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Hey, Mike, you just showed us these Alexa ratings, and you're telling everybody that your ratings are 10 times, you have 10 times the audience that I have. Well, if I'm in the six figures, that means you have about 1.4 million visitors a month. That is impossible. So, oh, Jesus, okay. All right, but you know that doesn't make any sense. So you're just going to fucking lie? Yep. Okay. So, all right. Mike, you know you just had reader mail that just basically you just make up anything you want and you say, this is a source that I have and it's all lies, but you just shield it by saying reader mail. So, okay. All right. And you say that everything I say are lies? Yep. That's Mike South's favorite words are so and yep. And yet I sit there and I go, all right, Mike South, in the last 5 months, tell me what is on my websites that we've reported about that are all lies. Just tell us what are all lies. Tell us what are the lies. Can you at least grab 10 lies? I bet you I can get 10 lies from Mike South's website. He can't get 10 lies from me. Mike South actually will sit there and say the Alexa ratings can be rigged. And even though AVN and XBiz has a higher rating than him, they're rigged. But he's not rigged because he doesn't do that. And people go like this, yeah, we believe him. We also believe in these aliens that are coming down from the sky and they're probing our assholes. Okay. So you literally have a guy who is sitting there telling people that all of the disease in the business is because
Rob Black and Contusion made movies, and the adult industry looked the other way, and now we have inspections and we have condom ordinances, and that's the reason. It's like, really? Okay. You know, you make no sense, dude. You make no sense. You know, you have a guy named John Staliano that is actually HIV positive, who works with talent. You realize that? No! Yes! No! Yes! Okay. You know, you got Mr. Marcus, who gained national attention by infecting 10, 20, 30 people with syphilis. No! Yes! You know that Alex Gons has come out with your buddy Derek Hay, an advertiser of yours, and he's come out and said that he's had hepatitis C. He's had it for years, and he's worked with hundreds of performers. And it's everybody's fault except for him and Derek Hay. No! Yes, Mike Sal. Now, do you realize all of these things have transpired long after Extreme Associates and Contusion have been long gone and faded away from the vocabulary of the adult business? Do you realize that, Mike South? Does anybody realize that? I mean, literally, what does it say about anybody that reads the 1.4 million visitor a month website of Mike South when he's trying to write a story and basically talk about Treasure Island Media, who came out with a movie that's basically false. It's like a fantasy movie, and then equated this movie to saying that Rob Black and Contusion did irresponsible shit, and we are now with the legislation we have because of Rob Black and Contusion. So it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is keeping up with the Souths. I'm telling you, it's keeping up with the Souths. It's hard to keep up with the guy and all of his bullshit and all of his people's bullshit, but we're trying, man. We're trying to keep up with him and his bullshit. It's tough. It's tough. But nonetheless, we're going to keep trying, and we're going to fucking forge ahead. But it's pretty amazing for a guy who shoots talent with no tasks. It's a guy who lies about inspectors and bad. I mean, it's just an amazing feat. A guy that lies about everything. Everything on Mike South's website is a lie. Everything. Everything on there is a lie. Even down to the fact that he says his posters, like Lurking Retard and Hooper, Lacey Hooper, are actually intelligent people. That's a lie. They're not intelligent people. Everything about Mike South is a lie. And as always, when you go to his site and you look at his top story, he is actually lying once again. Okay? One of my viewers says, Rob, when they said pappy, they were saying it like a hillbilly, not like a Mexican. Not like how Eddie Guerrero said it. You ever think of it like Latinos say it. You have to say it like Pepe, like a hick. Me and my grandpappy are gonna make some biscuits and gravy. All right, Pepe. So when the hillbillies and their Pepes and their old geezers come up with more bullshit, I'll let you know. But the new bullshit is somehow Mike South and his subterfuge is come up with Rob Black and Contusion are somehow responsible for the Cal OSHA legislation, while Mike South continues to lie and bullshit everybody in the entire fucking stratosphere. I mean, that's really what it is. So, hey, again, it's keeping up with the fucking hillbilly. That's what it is, keeping up with the fucking hillbilly. That's all. Keeping up with the hillbilly. And again, if you guys want to go to the Mike South Bukkake site, and you can take a look and see what girls are full of fucking disease. Rogue. I mean, these are girls that work with untested guys. Rogue. Jesus Christ. Kitty Tyler. Of course, Jessica Chase, Cherry Morgan, Kitten, Bailey Brooks, Kaylee, Lindsay Lovans. That's our favorite. That she loves disease loads. Nevaeh, Courtney Cameron, a.k.a. Kelly Wells. Tall giantess Victoria Quinn, she loves it. Caroline DeJay, Giovanna, she loves disease. Some of these girls look like their fucking T-cell count's about 2. Coco, a.k.a. Mia Goodness, she looks like Mia HIV positive. Kenya Bukkake Blowbang. Kenya definitely looks like she's pumped full of fucking AIDS. Giovanna. I mean, wow, these girls are just, woo! Kylie, formerly Lindsay. What's her T-cell count? Nikki Daniels. Little Mina. Party Girl Bukkake. Don't even know what her name is, just Party Girl. Who else? Lynn Bukkake. Paige Bukkake. Ivy Bukkake. Morgan Gangbang. I mean, guys, you realize every one of these girls are fucking without tests? Ay, ay, ay. That's just fucking hideous. It's just fucking hideous. It's just fucking hideous. Jesus. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Taylor Lux, fucking HIV pos. Every one of these girls have got to be swimming with more disease than the Treasure Island fucking fishbowl of fucking HIV AIDS. Seriously. Fuck, man. God damn. It's like, really? Come on, man. Well, you gotta, ay, ay, ay. It's just brutal. Fucking brutal. So, hey, man, even, let's see, stripper facials. You gotta take a look at these fucking, this posse train. Riding this train, positive for disease. Oh God, this rogue is just all over the place. How much disease you think Rogue's got? Seriously, if anybody wants to tweet out Rogue and go, Rogue, what's your T-cell count, baby? Seriously, help us out here. What's your fucking T-cell count? Are you taking some of that fucking, are you taking some of them pill? Because you don't even know who's got AIDS no more. I mean, really, you don't really. As far as any of these, they all could be on the fucking meds. Like I say, when you're working with Mike South, you're working at your own risk. You're literally working with diseased talent. And you would say, well, Rob, how do you know they're diseased? Well, if they are not taking tests, that means there's a reason they're not taking tests. And that reason is because they don't want to be outed for having disease. Plain and simple. If you're not on drugs, but you refuse to take a drug test, and it's completely legit, we're not talking about the police pull you over and say, hey, take a drug test. We're talking about if you're at work, and drug testing is part of the work. And they come over and say, hey, we need you to do a drug test. It's your month. Nope, I'm not taking it. Well, why? Because I'm not. Okay, well, your refusal means you're dirty. Okay? That's plain and simple. California State, when you refuse a blood test, when you are pulled over for suspicion of drunken driving and or driving under the influence of drugs, and you refuse a breathalyzer and you refuse blood tests, guess what? You automatically lose your fucking license for a certain period of time. Why? Because the back of the license states, guess what, asshole? Your refusal basically admits to guilt. So, if you have Mike South's Bukkake boys and none of them have tests that are showing they're negative for Hep, for syphilis, for gonorrhea, for chlamydia, that means, guess what? They are positive by refusing to have these tests. So, one would go with the assumption that every guy that Mike South uses is full of disease. So, in turn, connect the dots like we like to do, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever works with these girls are fucking giving these girls disease. Plain and simple. And with the drugs that are going on in this business to suppress the HIV virus, one doesn't even know if when you take an HIV test and you test negative, if you're really negative now. Don't even know. All of that is thanks to Mike South. There's your reason. The health administration and the health boards are here as we speak. This is a guy that is spreading disease all into the valley by way of having girls that are interacting and having sex with guys from the valley. They're also interacting and having sex with guys that Mike South uses that are diseased. End of story. Bottom line. So, it's the Rob Black Show. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, Katie Summers will be joining us for the news that we can use. Yes. For the news that we can use. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Yeehaw! Pepe! That's how I'm told it's said. Pepe! Alright. Pepe! I like that. It sounds good. Now I guess I know why Mike South and the gang like to use the word Pepe. Alright. We'll be back. We'll be back in
just 5 minutes, so we'll be right back. Don't fucking be stupid. Katie Summers is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. She's on the phone with her mom. So, she is informing me that she's not dead. She's on the phone with her mom. I'm not real sure what you're talking about, but she's on the phone with her mom. Must be some serious conversation. Well, it might be. Katie told me the other day that her mom's sister's brother tried to kill his cousin with a hammer. I bullshit you not. And he got away and called the police, and now the police have arrested him for trying to kill the cousin with a hammer. So I guess the uncles, whoever the fuck these crazy fucking wild wests of West Virginia are, one of them attacked the other with a fucking hammer and fucking bludgeoned him in the head. And he fucking fought it off and called the police. The police came and arrested him. So he's sitting in jail, awaiting formal charges of trying to bludgeon his fucking cousin, his blood, with a fucking hammer. Look, it's a fucking hammer. I mean, that's some cold-hearted shit. It's a hammer. I mean, listen, I can see beat the shit out of somebody with a baseball bat. All right, seriously, because the cousin, she just hit me up and said the cousin tried to kill the uncle. Like, I can see a baseball bat because you got like 34 inches, you know, so you got a distance that is, you know, from here to here. So you literally can just, you just swing, and you can even kind of close your eyes a little and just be like, all right, I'm going to hit something. So, boom, and you get like, and you're like, oh, shit. And you hear, motherfucker goes down, and you're like, all right, now, you know, you'll either leave or you're like, oh, shit, okay. You know, you kind of close your eyes. I can see if you don't want to get that close, but a fucking hammer, you only got this far. And, I mean, hey, if it's a small child hammer, you got like this far. But let's just say it's a normal craftsman fucking hammer. I mean, you're fucking, you know, you might as well get a fucking knife and fucking stab a motherfucker. A hammer! Just a fucking hammer! You fucking, and you miss, you hit his fucking, you tear him off the nose. I mean, a hammer. That's some serious pissed off motherfucker. When you're fucking killing somebody with a hammer. Or at least trying to kill a motherfucker with a hammer. It's like, hey, I'm going to come at you with what? A hammer. A hammer? Really? A hammer? Yeah. I'm going to fucking... who the fuck is like, hey, Freddie, I'm coming to kick your ass. I'm going to take a fucking baseball bat and break it over your fucking head. Hey, I'm going to get a baseball bat and break your fucking kneecaps. Who the fuck ever says, hey, I'm going to come over there with a fucking, oh, Jesus, with a fucking craftsman, you know, Sears hammer. And then I can get it. But what do? It's not something that everybody has laying around. How many of us actually look for a hammer to put a picture up, and you literally are like, does anybody see the fucking hammer? Anybody see the hammer? And you're like, where? It's under the sink? Okay, and then on the toolbox.
and you get under the sink, and you're like, and you start fucking, you know, ratchet set that's missing all the ratchets except one fucking screwdriver that's fucking bent, fucking Phillips end that's covered in fucking paint, the flathead that's missing fucking half of it, and you're like, there's no fucking hammer. Man, maybe it's in the junk drawer. I thought this was, no, that's the toolbox. Alright, let me look, and then you go in the junk drawer and you're like, fuck, okay, fucking needle nose pliers, fucking a whole bunch of fucking plastic bags from Ralph's, fucking just nails, just random fucking nails, fucking thumbtack, shit, fucking thumbtack. There's no hammer! Well, I guess we don't have it. I must have lent it to your cousin who tried to kill your uncle with it. I mean, a hammer. Who the fuck I mean, a hammer, I can't find. Do you guys realize that these pictures I put up with a ratchet, the other end of a ratchet, I literally used the ratchet and it fucking hit like that. We got a hammer, I can't find it. So, to kill a motherfucker with a hammer, that's some serious shit. Because you gotta be like, alright, I'm gonna go to the garage, I'm gonna go get fucking Craftsman Sears toolbox. Because you gotta be an organized motherfucker to kill someone with a hammer. You gotta know where your hammer is. I don't even know where the fucking my hammer is. I've never been to anybody's house that has ever needed a hammer. I've been to a lot of houses, bro. But hey, you got a hammer? You know, you're just going over to your friend's house, you're watching a football game, and you're like, George, yeah, is that a hammer I can use? Oh shit, yeah, let me go. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to the wounded warrior. And I can only describe her as the toothless Katie Summers. Now, Katie Summers, I know we kind of caught you off guard tonight. I didn't mean to catch you off guard. We got our wires crossed, but it's 9:42. We won't go until real late. We'll just go until our 10 o'clock time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, Katie Summers' mouth is feeling a little tender. And we want her to get healed up as fast as humanly possible. So we are only going to be blessed with her for a little bit. So, Katie Summers, if you could just bring us a little bit of the news we can use, that would be appreciated, and we would enjoy that very much, Katie Summers. Yes, that is kind of funny, and you know, they've always been rivals, and I'm sure that you read that in the article about that. So we'll see what happens if he will wind up going on Dave's show, because they've actually had a rivalry for a very long time, and it will be interesting to see if they'll bury whatever heat they had, and they will show up They will show up on Letterman's show and, you know, be part of like his final kind of, what is it, the final year of the excitement of the end of the Letterman era. See, my beautiful little sunshine, I told you that, I'll tell you, you got to admit, Katie Summers, I know I'm an asshole and everybody doesn't like me and they say I'm full of shit, but you got to admit, when we watch pop culture TV, and for whether it's Bill Maher, on down, we often find people saying a lot of the same things that I have said, but I've said it long before they have. You got to admit it. Ha! I don't know about that, but I do know that if I didn't know any better, Joan Rivers and all the hubbub she's getting recently about talking about the fat girl from Girls Show, that Leanne, whatever her name is, and I heard her routine about it on one of the daily talk shows, where she said that that girl shouldn't be that fat, and she's promoting diabetes, and she's promoting being unhealthy, and that's not something that would. I'll tell you this, that sounded like the routine that I did about a month ago that's on the internet, where I talked about Kelly Shibari and the whole trend of people being fat, and that it's not something to be celebrated, it's something that is celebrating dangerous health. And I know that Joan Rivers now is getting, where she's irreverent because she was mentioning these things a couple days ago. Same thing on Bill Maher's recent show, where he was talking about the cause of the new Fort Hood shooting being that these soldiers were forced into war, and their mental stability and the shootings and the things that we are experiencing from these soldiers is a direct reason because of them being in these wars. That's something I said weeks ago, long before Bill Maher said it on his show. So not to toot my own horn, but fucking toot, because not many people say that I'm right about things, so I got to at least pat myself on the fucking back here and there. Oh, God, I don't know again about that. There's just some things that I know, especially that Chelsea Handler thing when me and you were talking about that when we were at a lunch and she resigned. And I said, there's something up, there's some moves going on, and then Letterman resigned, and I said, she's going to be the person that takes that job. That has all been set up. And like you said, now there's real talk about Chelsea Handler and that move. That was exactly why she quit, so to speak, didn't renew her contract, and she went out and hired this agent that's supposed to be like, basically she hired a representative that's sole job is to basically get people the jobs of lifetime. She hired a guy that basically has the power to go into CBS and say, this is why you're going to hire Chelsea Handler. and that was all for a reason. It wasn't done just to fucking go. They said, oh, she might be doing radio. Bullshit. You don't fucking hire a guy like that to go do fucking radio. Are you kidding me? Oh, well, Howard Stearns might not resign, renew his contract when his contract's up. Howard Stern, you don't need a fucking high-powered agent to go in and take Howard Stern's place, please. Serious radio. Are you kidding me? Fucking Steve Hirsch can go host a fucking Howard Stern show, for Christ's sakes. Exactly. Give me some more news I can use, my love of my life. I get it. I get it. Well, that's some pretty cool shit, and I'm sure that's something that all the people out there in the weed world are very excited about. And I know if I was smoking marijuana again, I would think that was pretty awesome. So yes. That's neat. That's awesome, and that just shows you how the weed business and how how it's evolving and how it's getting poised for big tobacco to take over. That's the thing. Ultimately, all of these small independent weed stores and weed groups. Everybody, I'll tell you, here's the pro and con of legalized marijuana, and here's what's going to ultimately happen, okay? And seriously, and here's ultimately what's going to happen. You're going to get people, ultimately, that, what the fuck? Oh, okay, hold on. You're going to ultimately get people to push to have the marijuana legal in all the fucking states. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to push, and there's going to be illegal marijuana in all the fucking states. But here's going to be the kind of ooh and ah of everybody. What's going to happen is the government's going to come and basically lay the smackdown on everybody, because ultimately you can't really get into the beer business, if you know what I mean. You can't really go and make booze without jumping through hoops to go ahead and sell it, meaning you can't go and make gin in your fucking bathtub, bottle it, and go sell it on a fucking street corner. Now, you can actually do that with weed. Right now, the way Colorado and the way some of these states are, you literally could grow weed in your house, package it up, sell it, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and that is completely legal. It's not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. There's no packaging that needs to go through the same ups and downs and approvals that other things have to go through. So what you have is an unregulated business. So what's going to happen is eventually the government's going to say, okay, everybody, you're right. We're going to legalize marijuana. But guess what? It's going to be legalized, and it's going to be regulated by the government. And now you're going to have it controlled by R.J. Reynolds Tobacco. You're going to have it controlled by companies that are basically going to put every mom pop provider out of business, because you won't be able to sit there and go sell weed on the street corner. Because just like you can't sell bathtub gin, you're not going to be able to fucking go and sell weed like you do now. You're not going to be able to go and make weed brownies and go walking around into a fucking store or other places and sell it, because they're going to say, oh, dude, it's got to go through the Food and Drug Administration. You got to go and have special packaging. They got to make sure you're not having a person wipe their boogers in it. You're gonna have to go through all the things that real regulated products have to go through. So it's going to be a catch-22 for the marijuana people. They're going to get what they want, which is legalization, but the government's going to take it over, and it's going to go in the hands of big tobacco and all the people that have the little weed facilities who think big tobacco is going to come to them and go, well, we want the best weed, so we want to hire your weed growing tech. Get the fuck out of here. If you don't think that big tobacco, okay, if you don't think companies like R.J. Reynolds, who have tobacco fields miles deep, if you don't think they got engineers and genetic fucking testers, if you don't think a company like R.J. Reynolds that is literally flush with trillions of fucking dollars worth of land and products and everything involved with tobacco, if you don't think they don't have anybody that knows how to grow chronic, you're fucking nuts. These motherfuckers got fucking marijuana plants that they are ready to fucking grow, that they've already grown, that they've had testers sitting around in the head offices out in South Carolina that would blow anybody's weed away that is grown in Cali and in fucking Colorado. I literally have met people that have weed stores or weed harvests, and their concept is, oh, we're just waiting for the government to let, big tobacco involved, because they'll wind up coming and buying people like me out. And I'm like, what? Yeah, my warehouse, I got 5,000 square foot warehouse. Yeah. Well, my weed is so good that, like, the government will buy me out. R.J. Reynolds will buy me out because they want my mix. Get the fuck out of here. They want your mix. The R.J. Reynolds has already got the fucking mix. I mean, you're talking about companies that manufacture fucking tobacco. What do you think? They're just a bunch of retards going around with tobacco fields going, what do we do? Oh, it's tobacco. Let's roll it. These are guys that fucking, they are so in tune with what to smoke. Weed, they've been planning to fucking grow weed for fucking 15 years. What are you kidding me? You don't think big tobacco knew all these states were going to be legalizing marijuana? You're all fucking crazy. You're all fucking crazy. So the pro and con, the pro is they are going to legalize marijuana, but the con is it's going to be regulated by the federal government, and it's going to be like fucking alcohol and tobacco, where guess what? So you're going to have to jump through hoops if you want to be a fucking marijuana fucking provider. Especially food, when they fucking legalize it and the government controls it, Mingia, they gonna let people be making brownies in their fucking kitchens while the dog's running around. What are you kidding me? They're fucking. Yeah, if you ever see people who make edibles, seriously, people who I went to some people's houses that make edibles that you could buy in all the big stores, and if you've seen them make edibles, you wouldn't even eat the shit. They're the grimiest, nastiest houses. They're the grimiest, nastiest people, and the way they extract the fucking stuff to fucking make the fucking weed brownies and weed cupcakes and weed chocolate bars, it ain't something that is out of a Hershey factory where people are wearing smocks and masks on and they're like all sterile rooms. This is somebody that's scratching their balls because they just got done dropping a load on their fucking spaced out, whacked out girlfriend in the other room while they're mixing the fucking next batch of fucking weed butter. What, are you kidding me? So all these people are going to be shit out of luck because it's going to be companies like Hershey's. And it's not going to be Hershey's, the main company. It will be an offshoot of Hershey's. It will be companies like that that will set up multi-million-dollar chocolate facilities that will be making marijuana edibles, where you will have people literally looking like they're making real chocolate, but they'll be marijuana edibles. People ain't gonna be able to compete with that. Ain't gonna be able to compete with that. So everybody's gonna get their fucking their wishes, but it's gonna knock all the little guys out of the business. There's my 2 cents. Sorry to fucking bother you. I love you. You're the best. Give it to me. Give me all you got. Oh, that was great! So that's basically what the Chick-fil-A guy's saying. Hey, faggots, eat my food. I'll love you for being faggots, but come on, it's good chicken. Eat my chicken, you fucking faggots. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right, well, okay, and hey, I don't even know what to say, but it's fucking hilarious. So, Rock on. Give me something else. It's 10:05. Give us one more last story, and then we'll bust it out. You know what I like? You know what I like? I like the fact that you actually read it as a quasi black man slash. Hold on. Are you there? Can you hear me? Case, you can't hear me right now? Okay, you can hear me. Motherfucker, can you hear me? All right, right now, can you hear me? Katie Summers, can you fucking hear me? Oh, Jesus. All right, well, here's what I was... Okay, here's what I was saying, you little fuckstick. I like how you were doing that whole interview as a quasi-black man slash Eminem, so it'll be a white man slash white girl. And you had the accent, you did everything. So not only do you give us the news we can use, but you also act out the news. I like that. I like that you act out the news. That's pretty good. That's what I was going to say before you started raving and screaming like a fucking lunatic that you couldn't hear me. All right, it's 10:07 p.m. We're done with you now. It's over. It's done. Go rest your little fucking mouth, those big flappy thumbs. Okay, go ahead. Give me the last story about Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons being bitchy with each other. The two yentas, the two guy yentas, yenting up. Oh Jesus, that's it. Forget about anything. You are horrible. Now I'm gonna have to when all the Jews get mad at me, I'm gonna have to fire you because they're gonna say we demand you fire Katie Summers for being a Jew shit talker. Listen. All right. Okay. All right, listen to me now. Stop. Here's the other problem with that. I defy you to find
any media company or television station that is not owned by a Jew. Oh! Yeah, yeah, but here's the thing: the stations that are not run or owned by the Jew, ultimately, the station is a substation of a much bigger station that ultimately has a Jew in your bubble. All right. What's it called? Oh my God! It's already broken down into anti-Semitic horrible things. Say something about blacks to balance it out. All right, that was some that was aggression. That was ruthless aggression. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give us a sign out, Katie Summers, you beautiful little creature. Give us something. Give it to us. Give me all you got. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Katie Summers. And Jesus Christ, she was all full of, she's, you know what? It's like normally on a broadcast, what happens is, let me explain something to you. Normally there's a guy, there's a bad guy. And normally you, if you ever saw, and it's funny, if you ever saw Howard Stern Private Parts, they have a spot where they're talking to Howard when he first comes to New York, and they're saying that Howard says things that are very offensive. But they're saying that Howard needs to be like Imus more. So when Imus says the things that are offensive, he says them in a character voice. And so Howard needs to develop these characters so he can say things offensive. Well, I don't have a character's voice to say anything offensive. I just have Katie Summers now, and I have a little blonde girl with big tits, and she just busts out all the offensive stuff. She just goes, I just want to talk, and I don't mean to sound racist, but, and then she comes out with some racist shit. I don't want to sound anti-Semitic, but that's going to be the Katie Summers catchphrase, which is, I don't want to sound racist, but I don't want to sound anti-Semitic, but. So basically, Katie Summers is the voice that will be in place of me saying offensive things. It now just falls on Katie Summers' lap to say offensive stuff. So she's the offensive one. So she's the one that will say things. And I don't need to talk in a goofy voice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rob Black Show, and we're signing off. We're out of here. Okay? We're done. It's over. Okay? It's done. It's over. Okay? I am now finished, and it's over, and I'm calling it a night. It's the end of the show. So it's Rob Black. We're here. It was great to be here. We'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. We'll give you guys some updates on what we're talking about tonight and tomorrow with all of our fucking stupid meetings. Hey, Katie Summers, listen to me. Actually, I'll get it when I go to your place tonight. I was going to get that address from that person that we were talking about today, the phone number and email address. But I'll do it when I get there later on. All right, it's the Rob Black Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow at, what the fuck time? At noon. So be here at noon, and we'll be bringing to you guys some more awesomeness and some more beautifulness and blah, 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 blah. All right, talk to you guys then. Goodbye.